Oh, welcome to my video. Today I'm just going to go over some common mistakes in the expository papers so that you can be informed about how to use MLA in-text citations and works cited correctly, and you can just go back and correct those errors. So the first thing I want to do is remind you of the header that goes on the top left hand of your papers. This is going to be your name, your instructor's name, the class name, and then the date. So this is MLA header, and that's just always how it goes. You don't need to do insert header because then it's going to reoccur on every page, and we only want it to be on the first page. So then I like to hit enter, center it, and then put my title. So this is going to be my full title about my topic. All the words are capitalized. The only words that wouldn't be capitalized would be like is or a. So my cool topic is about ocean life. And then enter, go back to the left, and then indent. So I want to write this paper about ocean pollution. Don't click away, I'm not going to write a whole paper, but I found this website called NOAA.gov, and we know that it's credible because it's a .gov. What I'm going to do is just skim through this paper and see what I want to include. Skimming, oh no. Where does it come from? So I don't want to use a direct quote here. I'm just going to use a paraphrase. Writing it in your own words is also called paraphrasing. I'm going to say, where do the billions of pounds of trash in the ocean come from? The trash comes from us humans. Specifically, it comes from a source called runoff, meaning it is a byproduct of human industry. And because this is information I found on a website and not information that I just knew, I need to put a in-text citation. A parenthetical citation looks like this. So if you see that I wrote this on your paper somewhere, that means that you're missing a citation. So even though this is not a direct quote and it's in my own words, I still need to put the citation to prove that this is true, that I got this from a source. Because when you just put facts in a paper and you're not an expert on ocean life or whatever it is, then the person reading it would want to know that you got that information from a credible source. Plus, if you do not cite information that belongs to somebody else, like from a website like this, it's still plagiarism, even though it's not copy and pasting. You know what I mean? Because you're not giving credit to the person who wrote this. But we always have to give credit. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my source. I'm going to go to this Formatically website that I like, paste it in here. Easy peasy. Oh, here's my citation. And see, it makes this little works cited page exactly like we're going to make ours. It's going to say works cited at the top, both capital. This is going to start all the way to the left, but then this part is what's called a hanging indent. We're going to go back to our paper, and we're going to go to a nice new page. We're going to center it, and it's going to say, Works Cited. So this is, again, Times New Roman, 12 font, not bold or underlined. Just like our title here is Times New Roman, 12-point font, and not bold or underlined. It's all going to be uniform, the entire paper. No period. And then we're going to hit indent all the way to the left and just paste our citation that we generated. And then to get really on point with it, highlight it, go to Format, Line Spacing, Format, Align, and Indent. Indentation options, and then you're going to go down to hanging. All right, so then we get that hanging indent that we like. Now, we need to know what we should put in our parentheses right here. So the point of having the in-text citation next to these facts that we found is to clearly show where this fact came from, where my paraphrased fact came from. You're just going to go down. There's a lot of ways you can do this, and they're all perfectly fine. There's, not a way to do it better than another way. If you have the last name of the author, use that. If you have the first two words of your citation, like ocean pollution, you could use that. You could use NOAA, which is the name of the organization. Anything. So I could do ocean pollution. I could do NOAA. It doesn't matter. It just needs to clearly show where you got, which website you got the info from. So as long as it clearly points me into the direction of this, you're solid. So for every paraphrased bit of information that you found on a website, you need to cite it. And it might feel like you're putting in citations for every other sentence, and you probably have to if you researched a topic you didn't know anything about and you found all of the information. You still have to cite it all within your paper. So it's not enough to just have a work cited, because if you're not pointing out what information is from which of your sources down here, then this is kind of useless. Let's do another one. So if I use a direct quote, this is a good one. NOAA is developing underwater robots to map, measure toxicity of Great Lakes. To help combat this problem, the NOAA is, that's not a good example. Okay, so a good way to use that, since it already says NOAA in the quote, I would just say, introduce it like this. According to the NOAA, their organization is beginning to use robots to map, and I put this in a box because this isn't part of the quote. I'm just putting it in there so it makes sense in this sentence. To map and measure toxicity. So we have our direct quote, but I do not need a parenthetical citation because I said according to the source. So I already said it in the sentence. I don't need a second one. Another one. Okay, oil spills are known as point source pollution. This is a direct quote I took from this source here, so I would just do this. The only places you would not need to use parenthetical citations is if it's your own analysis of the facts. So if I said something like, oil spills are a completely preventable type of pollution by switching to renewable energy instead of oil, millions of penguin lives could be saved. Okay, so this isn't a fact I found online. This is purely my own opinion, my own analysis of this information. So I did not find this online anywhere. It's not something I had to learn. This is just my opinion. And you should not be saying things like, I think, because we already know that any analysis is what you think. I don't want to see that in any papers like this. Using I is okay in the narrative paper and even the descriptive paper, but in any kind of research essay, we just don't need it, because if it's not a fact that we're explicitly showing where we got it, we know it's your own analysis. No I perspective in here. So you're going to go through your paper, and in all those places where you see something like this, citation, you need to go through and put in the source where you got that information from. So you need to look back at your works cited. Okay, I got it from this website, this fact, and then put it in here, even if it's paraphrased. That makes sense? And then as you revise and kind of clean up your 2 pages, try to make some nice compound complex sentences. Use some interesting punctuation. Avoid it being choppy and monotone, like one simple sentence after another, like ocean pollution is bad. We need to stop it. Stop polluting the ocean. You know what I mean? Make it flow like music. Okay, thanks for watching my video. Email me all your questions. Okay, thank you.